Hey everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. I am going to do a crime reading. Now, before I get into that, I was thinking about something. I did a crime reading a couple days ago, and it was a little bit confusing to me at first. I don't know if you guys have seen that one, but there was something that came out towards the end, which was the message or the sign, and I had no idea what it meant when I was doing that reading, about some sort of sexting and the geolocation that kept coming out. Like, check the geolocation of the sexting, and that something wasn't gonna match. And I didn't know what that meant, okay? Then I did my reading, my crime hour earlier, and it came out that they had, done some sort of like a catfishing thing, okay, where they created a fake profile with someone that you might even know personally on social media. And they used this person, or they used this person's pictures to create a fake profile, and were making some sort of messages here, okay? Now, it kind of went click, okay? Because in my reading earlier, I was assuming that this was a future plan. I thought this is what they were gonna do now. Now looking back, that popped into my head, that message with the check the sexting, check the geolocation of something. Then I remembered that in that crime reading, it came out that there was something about a phone. Now, same thing, the way that it came out in the reading at first, I was assuming that they try to get rid of the phone, right? They were trying to get rid of the phone because there was so much evidence on it. And I thought that the break-in was about stealing the phone or something like that. That's what I thought at first. But check the geolocation of sexting. You can't do that if the phone disappeared, is what kind of hit me today. I'm like, check the geolocation. How's that supposed to work if they got rid of the phone? I thought they got rid of the phone. But now with the message today, that something about sexting again and using somebody else's social media profile, I was like, wait a minute. Who has the phone? Where's the phone? Did they use a phone as well in their break-in setup and hand a phone in to the police? It's claiming it's some sort of evidence? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, did they try it that way? Instead of getting rid of the phone, because the phone has so much evidence on it, did they try and turn in a phone as some sort of evidence to the police with the messages of this social media profile that I assumed today was their future plan? What if it wasn't a future plan? What if it already happened in the past with this break-in that they staged? And that's why in the first message where I was so confused, it kept coming out, check the geolocation of the sexting. So did they turn in a phone to the police to try and frame you for some sort of an affair with some sort of catfish messages? But the messages can be traced back. Did they make another mistake? Did they make another mistake that points straight to them with that catfish profile? That hit me today. I was like, oh, I think there might be something here. That's what I want to figure out in this reading. Okay, now the other download I got, and this one was kind of out of nowhere, was because I was talking about in another reading, I was talking about how we receive downloads, right? Like how we receive downloads, and that some people, if you're in a really low vibration, you get downloads from, like, the demon whispered in your ear, right? The devil whispered in your ear, told you to do something. I'm pretty sure with these people, that's been happening a lot, okay? The devil whispers in their ear and tells them, do this. This is a great idea. We all know about that. But then I got another download. I got a download about the download that someone's ancestors or spirit guides or higher vibrational guides that are trying to expose these people. They also might be giving your enemies downloads about what to do and making them think something is a good idea when in reality it's what's going to expose them. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, your guides could be playing tricks, your ancestors and spirit guides, maybe even, you know, I don't know what kind of guides and spirit guides and ancestors you have around you, but they could be playing tricks on these people by also putting downloads in their mind about ideas. Because these people always have crazy ideas. Like, I was thinking about it, I was like, whoa, like, where are they getting all these ideas from, right? Like, they always have these crazy fucking ideas. Like, we should do this, we should do that. I'm like, how are they coming up with this shit? Like, it's like, it kind of boggles my mind sometimes. How do they come up with all this? And then it hit me. It was like, okay, so the devil is definitely telling them to do stuff too, but also your guides, your ancestors might be telling them what to do because it's going to expose them. It's like they're telling them to do stupid things that will leave evidence, right? Like this thing with the phone, for example. Maybe they didn't think that far, or your guides, your ancestors are clouding their judgment, it's clouding their mind, or that could be the devil's work. They could already be so far gone with their mental state that your guides and your ancestors are like using this to infiltrate their energy and make them do things that will end up exposing them. Like something like that. I don't know. Well, that's what I got today. Now that I'm kind of thinking back on this, I don't even know how long this was ago with this break-in. Like, that was another thing where I was like, did this just happen? Now I'm wondering, how long ago was this? Is Spirit now telling us in the aftermath what happened back then? How long ago was this? That's what I keep wondering. Was it recently? I'm not sure. But I feel like these messages where they used someone from the past, your past, someone that you know personally, created a fake catfish profile of this person and then pretended you were having an affair with this person. They must have been doing this, and I feel like they put it on a phone. And like I said, at first I thought that they staged the break-in to get rid of the phone. Now I'm wondering if this was part of their plan to kind of frame you with something. But what ended up happening is if those sexting text messages get traced back, the police might actually end up finding out who actually sent those, and that profile will then be linked to someone that is not who is in the picture. And I feel like they wanted to frame you with the evidence, but they might have ended up framing themselves. And I'm also wondering if they turned all of this stuff in before they realized that almost everything on that phone can be traced back to them. Like, I don't know what they did with that phone. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. Like, how much of the hacked things, hacked messages, fabricated messages, how much of the fake profiles and the cyber crimes is on that phone? And did they turn it in before they realized it can all be traced back to them? Is that what's shooting them in the foot right now? I'm not sure. We're gonna have to see. Okay, let's see, guys. What's going on here? The King of Wands comes out first. The Four of Swords. High Priestess. The King of Wands is contemplating something. The King of Wands is thinking about something here that has to do with a group of people. Or a King of Wands is sitting together with a group. A King of Wands, I don't know who the King of Wands is yet, okay? In my readings, there's a couple that come out, so we'll have to see who this one is. If this is one of the good guys, the bad guys. But there's some sort of collaboration here, or people looking for a solution. People are thinking about something, and they're taking a lot of time to contemplate something. somebody's trying to find answers, maybe. Someone is contemplating something, they're thinking about something, they're trying to look at answers, they're trying to find answers. And at the bottom we have the Wheel of Fortune. Confirmation. Did you hear that? It's kind of like this, I mean, this wheel, this, I had never seen it this way before, but it's like it's holding the wheel, right? Like it's like fate. This is fate. This is destiny holding the wheel. There's something in the hands of fate right now. Like fate is holding something in its hands right now. Huh. Okay. Let's see. Who is this King of Wands? Who is the King of Wands? Who is this King of Wands? And one thing also I'm not quite sure about yet with this break-in story, if this break-in was like an integral part of the setup, or if this is something that happened in the aftermath when they started getting exposed and they felt like they needed to cover everything up really quick. That's another point now where I'm like, when did this break-in happen? When did they stage this? Was this at like relatively the end of this whole thing where they're like, fuck, we need to get rid of the evidence, we need to cover everything up? Or was this like a premeditated, pre-planned, pre-thought out part of the whole plot? You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to still figure out what exactly happened here. And now I'm wondering, was Spirit trying to tell me the whole time, this is not about the future, this is what happened actually in the past, but whatever happened in the past, they had intentions for something to work out in a specific way in the future. Like I'm trying to figure out Spirit's timeline here. Like I'm piecing together this big puzzle, if you want to call it that. Okay, so who's the King of Wands? The Three of Wands, the future. That's strange that I just said that. The Empress. And Temperance. So King of Wands might be the King of Wands Earth Angel, okay? And my phone just went later. So this person is contemplating something. What's the Four of Swords? The truth. Someone is contemplating the truth right now. Ace of Swords. Someone is sitting and thinking about some sort of truth. Or somebody has clarity in a situation. Someone has mental clarity. But it's right afterwards is the Two of Swords. Four of Pentacles. 4-4. That's so strange that the 2 comes out after the 1. So we're going to have to see what that is. If somebody is confused about something. Or what that is. What's the 3 of Pentacles? The Lovers. The 3 of Pentacles again. And the 4 of Swords, but in reverse. So I don't know if this King of Wands is talking to a team. Maybe this is their group. This is a team. This is something to do with work. I don't know. A collaboration. 4 of Swords reverse. That's usually about not being able to rest, not being able to get a peaceful mind. You don't feel at peace. You feel like you can't sleep. You feel restless. It might even be some sort of like burnout, okay? Like anxiety. I don't know what that has to do with this group. They don't know what to think. Maybe someone doesn't know what to think. Maybe somebody hasn't been getting enough sleep. I don't know. Okay, we're going to have to see what this is. Okay, tell me more about this 3 of Wands here. What's this in the future? The World. Trying to close something out. Looking towards the future, trying to close something out, having to do with a message. Or an adventure? Something about an adventure? Eight of Pentacles has something to do with work. What someone is working on here. Someone is working towards a goal. Someone is working towards a goal. Okay, what's the goal? Did that come out? I don't know. It came out in reverse. We've got an official person here, though. A message of concern in reverse, though. So someone is not concerned about something, but it's a message. So this could be about an official person. What's the message? About a child. A message about a child. A mature man. Or about someone being innocent. Maybe it's about someone being innocent. Someone being childlike. Someone having an innocent energy. What's the Three of Wands? The Grim Reaper. The relationship is over. No second chances. A plan in the future with the Grim Reaper. What's the world? I like you. Someone likes you. Romance is blooming. Fun flirting. Want a date. Closing out a cycle. Or there's a chapter ending with some sort of romance. Somebody liking someone. Or because someone likes someone. Or because somebody is dating someone. What's the Page of Wands? Healthy choices. Somebody... and a love call. Somebody is getting the news that somebody makes healthy choices in their life. Somebody makes healthy choices in love and in life. Someone expresses a lot of self-love. Someone is happy. Someone makes choices in their life to be happy. So this could be about someone's innocence with a child. Someone makes healthy choices in their life. That's why someone is innocent. What's the Eight of Pentacles? Seduction and talking, which is sexting, right? Which is what I said coming into this reading. Something about sexting, talking, texting about some sort of flirting, hooking up, some sort of third-party interference, some sort of, and this is what people were working on some sort of a plan with sexting. That's honestly what I'm getting off of that. But someone is getting the message that somebody is innocent or someone makes healthy choices in their life. Tell me more about this message. About a Page of Pentacles. Some sort of financial investment, some sort of endeavor, a business endeavor, a new investment, investing into a new creative project, some sort of financial news. Queen of Pentacles, and again, the Three of Wands, what someone was planning. A Queen of Pentacles, what she was planning, having to do with some sort of a business investment or a business endeavor. What was she planning? Strength. She thought this was a strong enough move to get a burden off of her back. She was trying to release a burden. She was trying to get rid of some sort of pressure, some sort of feeling of overwhelm, like everything's too much. And she felt like whatever this is a strong move for the future. A message about someone being innocent. Or is it a message about a child? I'm not sure. Ten of Swords. Something about betrayal. Something about betrayal. She was trying to get rid of a burden on her back by creating a betrayal. And it has something to do with some sort of text messages with seduction and sexting. So what was the burden that she was trying to let go of here with this plan? The burden of the heartbreak. The burden of an injury. She was trying to get rid of, what's the burden she was trying to get rid of? She was trying to get rid of an attachment, of an illusion that they created. They didn't want to be attached to an illusion. They were trying to cut a cord. They tried to cut a cord of an illusion that they created. Okay, so they create a cord to an illusion and then they try to cut themselves off of the cord, basically. And the illusion was this heartbreak and pain. What is this Three of Swords, though? What is this pain? Three of Cups, something to do with a third party or somebody juggling, a third party, somebody having a third party, and some sort of competition, an illusion that was created about competition and someone having a third party and there being heartbreak and pain. Okay, so they had to cut themselves loose from this illusion. That's why she planned something here with a betrayal. Okay. Anything else we need to know about what exactly this Queen of Pentacles was trying to cut herself loose from? From her anxiety. She was trying to protect herself from some sort of anxiety, or it has something to do with someone claiming that they feel scared. Someone feels scared, they feel like they need protection. They need some sort of protection. They feel scared and need protection. So this happened first. So first they claimed that someone is scared and needs protection, because they were lying about someone being heartbroken about a third party and there being some sort of conflict. So first they created the illusion that there was a third party, that someone found out that they were a third party in a relationship, that they went through some sort of heartbreak and pain, and that they went like basically off the rocker out of anger and hatred and whatever, jealousy, okay, I guess, and then created some sort of competition and said they want to fight now. I want to fight you now because I'm the third party. I want to fight you, okay? That's what they said. And then the person that's part of the setup claimed like, oh, I'm so scared. Help me, protect me, right? I'm so scared of this person that's trying to come after me. No one's coming after this person, but that's what they said though, okay? So they claimed that you were so heartbroken that you wanted to fight someone and that someone was paranoid and scared and needed to protect themselves. Okay, but they lied. Look, Seven of Swords at the bottom, but they were lying. Yeah, they were lying. Okay, so that's where this started. That's where this started. That's where this started, okay? And then Judgment. And they felt like they had to complete this plan, so they decided to step it up a notch and plan an actual betrayal. So this was like the precursor, basically. Like this was the appetizer, okay? This is the appetizer here, this plan of someone wants to fight because they're heartbroken about being a third party. So that's the appetizer. And I'm guessing this betrayal was like the main meal, okay? And it has something to do with some sort of working on some sort of messages of sexting. So anything else we need to know of what happened between these two instances? So first, they claimed some sort of fighting and I need help, I'm scared and I need protection. And then what happened after that and between this? The Devil. They claim that someone is jealous. They claim someone is very jealous and obsessed or something like that. The Queen of Wands. They claim that someone is jealous of the Queen of Wands or that someone is obsessed. Someone is angry, someone is obsessed, someone is jealous. Okay. But what they were actually planning was something about a relationship being over, or the Grim Reaper. So what is this message here about a child, though, or somebody making healthy choices, though? What is that? This is what they were working towards. This is what they were invested in with an Emperor. Or they were trying to make themselves look innocent. They were trying to make themselves look innocent, like childlike, like innocent and sweet and cute. Look like they make healthy choices in their life. Because of an investigation, maybe, with the Emperor, King of Wands. Maybe it's because of an investigation. So did this plan with the break-in happen then when they started feeling like someone might be investigating them? Is that when they started with this break-in? Is that when that happened? Eight of Wands. They decided they need to do something quickly and take a risk. They decided they need to do something quick and take a risk. So they made a strategy at a, yes. Okay, now I'm getting it. So they made a strategy at a house, at a home. So they planned something, strategized something at a house. Okay, so first they made up this whole shit lie about someone needing protection, needing to defend themselves because someone's out to get them and someone's obsessed with them and jealous and whatever. Because that was the cover-up for the money. That was the cover-up for the money bribe. Then I feel like they might have started getting worried about some sort of an investigation, or maybe some sort of false statements, because they were trying to get someone in trouble with some sort of wait, when did this assault happen with the child? Because there was also something about them claiming that somebody tried to assault someone with a child or something like that. Is that this break-in, or did that happen before? Is that the same? Is this the same thing? Five of Wands. Did they claim that somebody assaulted someone or someone lost a child at this break-in? Or did that happen before? Knight of Wands reverse. No, they did. This is something that they did impulsively because they felt like they were going to lose the money. Oh, the money, right. Okay, wait, right. The money, because, right, let's go back. They already claimed something about someone losing a child in the past because that's how they wanted to get the money. They were trying to sue someone here by claiming that someone lost a child because of an attack. That's how they were trying to sue someone for like damages, or sue someone for some money by claiming that they had suffered some sort of physical harm or something like that. So that happened before. But then they started getting worried about the investigation, because in the investigation it would come out that someone's medical records can prove that this person was never pregnant. Also, it can prove other things like, you know, if these are the same people, then some sort of insurance fraud. Probably that someone, like I said, first of all, was never pregnant. Second of all, never went to the hospital because they suffered some sort of an attack or loss of a child, or none of that. Never had a visit at the gynecologist, all of these things, right? So then, okay, so then they start getting worried about the investigation, and that something would lead back to them. Possibly also about other things, criminal things that they had been doing over the years or over the months. They were worried that the investigation was going to flip, or somebody was going to look into them. So they were worried that they were going to lose all this money because they were trying to get money out of a fake case, out of a false investigation based on some claiming that they were assaulted or something like that, or needed some sort of protection, like a protection order, restraining order against someone, something like that. Okay, so this happened, this break-in then happened when they were worried that they were going to lose the money or lose the court case, or not, something about them being worried that the evidence will point back to them. So then they made a split-second impulsive decision to plan something at a house. So it was a cover-up. So that wasn't a cover-up. Okay, now I'm getting it. 6 of Pentacles and the Star. And somebody gave something to the Star, 7 of Wands, and told this person that they would give them something in order to defend themselves. Right, wait a minute. Let's go back. To defend themselves. Because one of the people in the group started getting stressed out and worried that something wasn't going to work. And that might have to do with, see, the other thing is that I thought that came to me today was that this narrative about, what came out in the reading about someone finding out about an engagement ring and then losing their marbles and like going off the rails to the point where this Queen of Pentacles was like, wait, I have a great idea. Don't worry, we'll get you out of it. That must have also happened then before the break-in. I thought that happened maybe around nowish, but what if it happened a long time ago or a while ago, a couple weeks ago? I don't know when this happened. Whenever you think it might have happened, okay? I'm not sure, but I feel like that's another thing that came to me. Like, I got so many downloads today. Like, maybe it's just coming out of the new moon. I don't know, okay? But since something about an engagement ring, right? Like, maybe we didn't find out about the engagement ring. I mean, us as a collective, because I feel like Spirit knew about this for, probably as long as this has been going on. But I feel like Spirit didn't want to ruin the surprise. Like, I feel like, honestly, your spirit guides knew that at some point they were going to have to expose to someone here that someone was planning an engagement ring. But Spirit tried to, like, drag it out as long as possible to, like, make it as much of a surprise as it could have been. You know what I mean? Like, Spirit, I feel like your guides and your angels, your ancestors, past over loved ones, they didn't want to ruin that surprise for you until it was, like, necessary for you to know. Okay, if that resonates with you, but that's also something I got today. So that's maybe why it's like backtracking now, okay, where it's like, okay, this is not now, this happened before. So now we have to kind of piece it together again. And I feel like it has something to do with your ancestors just trying not to ruin that surprise for you for some reason, okay? So they could have found out about this ring a while ago. That's when this other person freaked out in the group and was like, you lied to me, they're getting engaged. We have to stop the engagement. We have to stop them right now from getting engaged. We have to stop this from happening. And that's when they planned this break-in to stop it from happening. Back then, they felt like they had more time or something like that. That came out too. So this Queen of Pentacles then gave something to someone and said, look, if you do this, if we plan this break-in, then you'll be able to defend yourself. And then they started crafting these messages. That's when they started crafting these seduction, these text messages, the sexting. So it was premeditated. They must have worked on this for a while because they felt like they had time. They felt like they had time whenever they did this, okay? When they started working on this, they felt like they had time. Because something wasn't going to happen for a while, maybe, with the Queen of Pentacles in the future. Maybe the Queen of Pentacles was like, look, this person just started this bank account. Okay, they just started saving for a ring. It's obviously not going to happen for a while. We have time. So that's when they planned this break-in thing. To cover up because they were getting worried and scared about an investigation or something like that. And then they promised the Queen of Wands or the Star, whoever this is, that this is what's going to defend her. Or this is how they were going to stop something from happening, maybe. Maybe this is how they told her, we can stop this engagement from happening, or we can defend you, or make sure something doesn't happen. Okay, that's what I'm getting here. So that's when they took this risk. Okay, because I feel like it has something to do with what they've already lied about in the past. Okay, so why is the Empress here? Nine of Cups. And the Three of Swords. And I feel like that's this fake pregnancy with the Empress and the Three of Swords. It's because this Queen of Wands, I feel like she must have had the freak out because of this. Because she was promised, you're going to get everything you want. You're going to get the man. You're going to get the money, the riches, the whatever. If you lie and pretend like someone did something to your baby. Okay? So I feel like that happened relatively at the beginning of their plot here to get someone locked up or get some money out of someone or whatever this is, okay? And this is what, when the Queen of Wands and found out someone was getting engaged, this is what she had her like meltdown about. Was like, but I already lied about all this shit. Like, I already told everybody that I'm pregnant and we're getting married and all this. And now he's buying a ring for someone else. Like, what am I going to say? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's that. And the money. Exactly. Okay, the money. Because maybe she already went to court for this. I don't know. I don't know if there was already something going on in court. There might have been, because that's come out a little bit too, I think, is that she might have perjured herself in court with another person that she was pretending to be married to, but they're not married. It's not even the right person. It's a fucking body double. But she walked in there pretending to be married to someone, pretending that she just lost a baby because she tried to sue someone for damages, or she wanted some sort of money, or thought she was going to be a millionaire. Like, I'm going to sue them for $5 million for, you know, this emotional loss and whatever. Meanwhile, she was never pregnant. She was never pregnant, nor was she married, nor was she in a relationship. She was just psycho, okay? Hate to put it that way, but she is. Anybody that goes this far has a screw loose, okay? Just saying. So, okay, so that happened. Okay, now I get it. With the King of Swords, I can't even make it up. Here's the fake husband and the fake father. I mean, he might be the real father of one of the kids, but shh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone, okay? That's maybe why he's working together with her. Maybe he accidentally fathered one of the kids and he doesn't want anybody to find out, right? Just throwing it out there, okay? So she went with him and pretended to be married and pretended to have a baby. Like I said, they might have had one already in the past, but shh, don't tell anyone, okay? So, Hank, man. Oh, they had a little Pisces baby together. No way. Oh, shh, don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone that they had a Pisces baby together in the past. And that's why he's probably helping her, right? King of Wands. Oh, is that another thing to look into? Maybe someone needs to do a paternity test on those kids. Just saying. Maybe that's why he's helping. That's just a thought. Who knows, right? Ace of Coins. They wanted that money. They wanted the money. Or it has something to do with a ring, an engagement ring. Or a gift. I don't know. Some kind of a gift. Okay? Some sort of a gift. So, why is Temperance here? The Hierophant. The Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. And the Five of Wands. Why is that here, though, with Temperance and the Hierophant? That's so strange. What is this Five of Pentacles? Imprisonment in reverse. Or they were concerned maybe about the authorities, okay? Maybe they were concerned about the authorities, the Hierophant. Concerned about someone in authority. They were trying to balance something out because they didn't want to go to prison. They don't want to go to prison. Anybody that sits there and goes, I don't want to go to jail, they probably did something that warrants that. I'm just saying. Okay? Because I know that innocent people don't sit there and say, I don't want to go to jail. Just saying. Okay? So they don't want to go to jail. They're concerned. 5 of Wands. Expectation. So they had some sort of an expectation for a fight. They were expecting a fight. Or they don't want to have a fight because of somebody expecting a child. Or they claimed that there was a fight because someone was expecting a child. Or they claimed that there was a fight because someone was expecting a child. Okay, well, it wasn't the Queen of Wands who was expecting. Maybe there was a fight, but it wasn't about her, and it wasn't with her, that's for sure. So, and it wasn't about her, okay? A fight about someone expecting. And they don't want to go to prison because they base their whole lie with the authorities or with the judge off of saying that someone was fighting someone because they were expecting a child. First of all, no one was expecting a child. Well, maybe someone was, but it wasn't her. Maybe someone did lose a child, but it was not her. It was not her, okay? Nobody was fighting her either. Nobody was competing with her. Nobody was fighting her, okay? Whatever, though. So, a fight about expecting a child, claiming that someone felt left out, felt abandoned. Yeah, maybe there was a fight like that you felt abandoned, okay? Maybe you had just found out you were pregnant and someone didn't really care, okay? Or someone made you feel like you were alone with it, or someone made you feel like they didn't want it. Yeah, that is a fight. Maybe you had just lost a child and someone made you feel like they didn't care. So there was a fight, and then they pretended like this was the life of the Queen of Wands. This happened to her. They took your life and pretended it's her life, okay? How do you know someone's life is pathetic and boring? It's when they steal your life and pretend it's their life, okay? Yeah. Occupation, that's their job. That's a job. Do they not have a job? Yeah, so they had to balance something out. What did they have to balance out here? Despair. They felt like they needed something to balance out because they were in despair. And something that they did with the authorities. Now I'm wondering, yeah, the official person. But now I'm wondering, who is this King of Wands? Who is this King of Wands? A pathway. This is someone who's on a pathway to marriage. A pathway to marriage. Coffin. Who is this King of Wands? A pathway to a marriage through a death. Or is this the person that promised this Queen of Wands that she would be on the pathway to marriage either with a death or because of a death? Or if she caused a death, then she would be on the pathway to marriage? If they said something about a death, like the death of a child, or if she caused a death, if she tried to do something to someone, then she would be on the pathway to marriage. Who is this King of Wands? Is this the one that made her these promises? The Three of Wands, the Hermit. This is someone who's going within about something, about the future, about a relationship and a family. Or this is someone who's going within and thinking about and contemplating why all of this transpired or why they did all of this, because somebody was hoping that they would get a relationship or a family out of this. That's why they did it. They thought that they would get a family or relationship, maybe confirmation, okay. They would be on the pathway to marriage, right there. Pathway to marriage and a family. If they said something about a death or lied about a death, then they would be able to get some sort of 10 of Pentacles money. What's Coffin? 4 of Pentacles. It has to do with this message, the money, and a breakup. That's why she received the money, because there was a breakup, because they were not together. This person was not with this person. They were not in a relationship. That's why she received the money, because it was a false promise that if she were to do something here and take action, that she would be on the pathway to getting this relationship, because there wasn't one, because it was over, because there was no relationship between these people, but she wanted it to be so. So the money was a promise. It was a promise that she would get the marriage, she would get the relationship. If she said something about a death, or faked a death, or caused a death, okay? Okay, so tell me more then about what's being contemplated here. 4 of Swords. What someone is thinking about. The Emperor in reverse. How someone was controlling with a death. How someone tried to control something with a death, using death. How someone tried to control something, how it made someone angry, it made them lash out, it made them very dictatorial, very controlling, very power hungry, malicious, very vengeful, angry. Why is death here? The Moon, secrets, or an illusion. Yeah, the Hermit. The Hermit. I feel like this is someone that's looking into this. This is someone that's looking into what someone's emotions drove them to do. So the fact that someone felt rejected, the fact that someone felt left out, or like they were missing an opportunity, or they felt like someone didn't want them, didn't want to be with them, what that made this person actually do, like how their emotions took them over. Like it made them very, like I said, controlling, very power hungry, very vengeful, hateful, resentful, wanted to hurt someone, wanted to like lash out, be angry in their ego. Like someone is going within and contemplating this right now. Like what someone actually, like the lengths that someone went through to based on emotion. And it's actually kind of like, I feel like whoever this King of Wands is, like they do have to go really deep within. And this is somebody that is giving me the kind of person that can also try, like, you know how, not everybody can do this, okay? This is a skill that not many people have. But every empath will know what this is. When you're able to like dive into it, especially with the Moon, it's like dive into the situation and try to understand something through another person's perspective. Like you start to like dive into their perspective and their point of view, and what they did and how they must have felt to do something like that. You know what I mean? Like seeing something from another person's perspective, not in the sense that you're understanding and you're like, oh, I understand it. No, it's like, it's that skill of being able to dive deeper than just seeing what someone did, and to actually dive into the emotions behind it, like go all the way down to like the core of it. It's so hard to describe what this is. But I feel like this person actually has to sit down and really like, you have to like almost meditate your way into it, because this is so deep and heavy that it's hard to see something from this kind of a perspective, because it's actually really hard to grasp how hate and vengeance and control and resentment, like how those emotions that are so dark and low vibrational, how that can drive someone to doing something like this. Because whatever this act was, this was something that went over months to years. So that's not just like, you know, I feel like a lot of the times, if you're someone that works in law, you deal with people that make like quick decisions, like everything is fine. And then, I mean, yes, there's always some sort of like domestic abuse or violence going on in the home and stuff like that. But usually, like, I feel like most criminals don't think so deeply and intricately about a setup or a plan like this. Like, there's probably a lot of cases where they do, but it's like, it's so hard to describe this. It's like someone really has to feel their way into the psychology behind this. And I feel like this is the kind of person that can do it, but they actually have to sit down and meditate to get there, to understand, like, not just the surface level, but like there's like, it's so hard to describe. Okay, so there's like, I'm seeing like waves on the ocean, right? But there's a current underneath it. So this person is trying to understand the current, but they're not just trying to understand the current, they're trying to understand which bodies of water are connected here so that this current even can exist. How did it come to the current to make the wave? Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and you have to go, it's not just like, it's like a deep dive, okay? It's like that kind of energy where someone is trying to understand the psychology behind this, or how much can you really resent and hate someone, or what kind of a person do you have to be to actually plan something like this out and be okay with doing this? I feel like for most of us, it's, you know, it's not easy to understand, okay? Yeah. So what's the Four of Swords? Yeah, and it's all about dating. Somebody did not want someone to date someone new. Something like having to wrap your head around the fact that something as simple as this can drive a person to absolute insanity. That's possession. That's the Emperor in reverse. That is complete control, possession, obsession, anger issues, ego. As simple as, I don't want this person to date someone else or date someone new. That's something that you really have to wrap your head around, that people like this exist, okay? Like, I won't say who it is, okay? But I've actually witnessed something similar to this in my own family, okay? Like, let's just say one of the elders, okay? Take it how you want to take it. But I saw this person get divorced from someone, okay? And how before the divorce, they were fine and they were doing this back and forth and, oh, I'm going to move out, and fine, I'll move out and I'll just leave, because they wanted their husband to run after them. Then the husband one day said, I'm tired of this shit, I'm getting a divorce. And this person then completely flipped and it turned into the victim and like couldn't accept it, and like the husband actually ended up moving on pretty quickly in her eyes, okay? And is now happy and actually got married. And this person that got left behind and divorced from, like they never really got over it, okay? And it was like, yeah, I've witnessed something like this. Like, it wasn't as like toxic as this, but that's why I feel like I can kind of understand what kind of a person this is that went this far, because I've witnessed that kind of a situation where a woman who is a narcissist, okay, this person was also a narcissist, a covert narcissist, okay? Most people seeing this person wouldn't even notice, but she is, okay? Like that, this game of like then playing the victim and also running after the person, not understanding why do you want a divorce? Why are you leaving me? Why you want to get a divorce from me? Crying, writing messages, like writing emails, begging for the person to come back, and like all this stuff, even though, you know, like a lot had happened between them, and actually it should be pretty fucking obvious why there was a divorce, okay? Like, people around this couple were probably begging them to get a divorce because it was that toxic. But it's like that kind of, it's like, I can't lose you. Like, you can't leave me. You can't leave me. Don't leave me. Like, I refuse to let you go. Like, no wonder, you know, that marriage held that long, okay? That's why some marriages like that last sometimes for like 20 to 30 years, because the narcissist will just keep pulling them in until someone just cannot go on any longer. Like, I just cannot. No, it's a divorce. Like, I can't do it anymore, right? But then they don't understand, and they don't want someone to date someone new. And then they date someone new, and it's like, ah, like, so I don't know why. But it's like, I feel like everybody has seen something like this happen in their life, like where someone just cannot deal with a breakup and refuses to let someone go. This is the extreme version of that, where then someone actually resorts to doing like really conniving criminal things to stop someone from leaving them. Like, that's like the next notch up, right? That's like the next notch up. Yeah. Like, you know, obviously me as a feminine, I've never dealt with a feminine energy in this kind of a relationship dynamic, okay? I think masculines, you'll probably know more about this kind of a feminine, like dealing with them and trying to break away from them, because I honestly feel like it's a feminine energy, okay, that can't deal. Like, I mean, I've dealt with abusive relationships as well, or one, okay, an abusive relationship where someone didn't want me to meet someone new. And that was also scary. Like, I remember also getting like threats from this person, okay, texting me after I had met someone new, okay. I wasn't even dating this person. I was just talking to them. I just like met them or whatever. This is a long ass time ago, okay. This was also like just a friend, like from our friend circle or whatever. But this person had eyes and ears everywhere. And I remember getting a text message where this person told me if he sees me or sees this person around anywhere, he's going to stab them. He actually wrote me that in a text message. I'm going to stab this person if I see them anywhere. Right? And I had just like, it was nothing serious between me and this other person, but it was like, oh, you think you're going to date someone new? If I see that person anywhere, I'm going to stab them. Okay, that's, you know, and it's like, it makes you like, it makes you scared too, because I mean, it was so sick too what that person wrote me. Like, I don't know why I'm telling these storylines, but it's like, this is heavy shit. And I feel like, and I can empathize. That's, you know, I can empathize because like, this person wrote me in the text message. He said, don't worry, I won't do anything to you. I've already done enough to you. You already know how I am. I've already put you through enough. But that guy, I'm going to stab him if I see him. It's like, whoa, he just admitted in his text message that first of all, I know how abusive and crazy he is. Second of all, if oh, I've already done enough to you. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. I'm just going to hurt everyone that ever tries to talk to you, okay? It's like, people can do the craziest shit. And I have to say that person was an absolute psychopath, okay? That person was not normal. They will never be normal in their whole life, okay? I can put my hand on the Bible for that one. That person was an absolute psychopath through and through, okay? But there's people like this. There are, and there's feminines like this as well. But I think the dangerous thing about the feminines is that they do it way more covert. They can make themselves look way more innocent while they're doing it. They can make themselves look very covert by being needy, by acting needy, by doing this, oh, don't leave me, like I'm so sweet and cute and innocent, right? Like, I feel like that's what makes it even more dangerous, okay? Sometimes. Because men, I feel like masculines are just way more outright brutal, right? They're just way more outright like, oh, I'm gonna stab him. Don't you worry about it. I'm gonna beat you and I'm gonna stab him. Feminines are calculated. They don't say anything. They plan. They're like very, very conniving, very backstabbing. So I feel like it makes it a whole lot dangerous. And there's somebody here that's now thinking about this, like, can someone's psyche drive them to do this? And yes, absolutely. But you have to have some sort of a personality disorder. It's no question about it, okay? If you're that possessive over someone because they're dating someone new, like I said, the only two people I've ever had in my life, okay, where this was very evident that they had a problem like this. One of them was a narcissist, a covert narcissist, feminine, and the other one was an outright psychopath, okay? So, and I feel like if this King of Wands is someone that is a leader and someone that has experience, they probably have seen their fair share of people like this, okay? But they're contemplating something here. And they're, shocking news, sudden change, surprise, epiphany, upheaval. And they're having a lightning bolt moment here, an epiphany. They're having an epiphany, a sudden change, an epiphany about what? What's their epiphany about here? About some sort of action that was taken, or somebody that wants to attack someone. Oh, you mean like my psychopath ex? 8 of Wands. What? Someone wants to come at someone really quick and attack someone and lie and get away with something, and they stole something. Oh no. Oh God, okay. Justice and the Chariot. What is this, the police? The Chariot and Justice, that's a police. That's a blue car right there. What is this? Someone's having an epiphany now. About what? About what they planned here in the future, what someone was holding on to. Or the fact that someone was trying to hold on to someone with all of their might, like they just did not want to let go. Very clingy, didn't want to let go. Don't leave me behind. Let me plan my future with you. Take me into the future with you. Let me get on that boat with you. Don't leave me behind, okay? 2 of Cups at the bottom. This Emperor, this Emperor, this King of Wands Emperor had an epiphany here. Maybe while he was in some sort of deep contemplation. In some sort of meditation here. Wheel of Fortune. So maybe just like me today, I've had like boom, 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 like all these light bulb moments, like all these like, oh, is that what happened? Is that what happened? Is that how they did this and why they did this? And maybe this Emperor had the same thing about some sort of a love offer or someone trying to make themselves look innocent. But in reality, they cannot let go. They cannot let go. they have attachment issues. 8 of Cups in reverse is having attachment issues, and most likely in this case, abandonment issues. This Queen of Wands cannot deal with abandonment. They do not want to be left behind. They cannot move on. They have not moved on. They never moved on. They will never move on. Just like the person in my family that I know about, that woman to this day will talk about how much she misses that person and that was the love of her life, and she wishes it would all go back and she could rewind time and it never happened, and she's still hung up on that person, not realizing how that marriage was so toxic that the children asked the parents to get a divorce. Like, please divorce, because you are so fucking toxic together. All you do is fight. It's an absolute shit show. And this covert narcissist thinks that it was the best relationship of her whole life. It's like, what are you talking about? Like it's like this, but that's these kind of people. Like, they just don't see things in a realistic way. They live in a fantasy. They refuse to see the past. Like, the person that I'm talking about, like, this person refuses to take accountability. Like, until her death day, she will swear that she has no idea why there's a divorce. She has no idea why. She doesn't know why someone wanted a divorce. She cannot understand it. And it's like, do you guys, like, do you not realize how you were with this person? Like, you were always fighting. It was always cold. Like, it was always tension. It was always something. And they honestly look back and think it was always love. It's like, in what reality do you live? It's like, some people just cannot let go. They cannot let go. And I feel like in her case, it was because that was probably a person that treated her comparably the best. Maybe she had a nice pampered life. Okay, that man brought home a lot of money. She didn't really have to do shit. She could do whatever she wanted. Okay, she could walk in and out whenever she wanted. That person always took her back, always accepted her shit, always let her get away with everything. It's like, when you have somebody that is like an empath, okay, that a narcissist treats like a doormat, somebody gets used to it, sticks around for 30 years, 20 years, whatever. Okay, these people, they're not able to let go. It's like, but you have to have some sort of a personality disorder to not be able to let go it to this extent. I'm not talking about when you break up and you miss someone for a couple months. That's normal. I'm talking about somebody where the breakup is warranted because it was super toxic, okay? Normal people, adult people, when they realize a relationship is really toxic, they separate and they realize it's for the best, okay? They get up, they get on with their life, they accept things how they are. Some people, they just cannot let go. It doesn't matter how toxic it is. They refuse to even acknowledge that it's toxic. And then they do really toxic, messed up shit to try and get someone to come back to them. Like, even this woman in my circle, okay? That man moved on to someone else. He was getting married or married to someone else. This lady was still sending them emails like this long, crying in the email. Oh, I remember all these times and I miss you so much. And it's like, whatever though, okay? So what's the Ace of Swords? Like, I hope you guys get me, okay? I'm not talking about like normal emotional processing. Everybody going through a breakup feels hurt and, you know, maybe wants to talk to them and wants to maybe speak their mind and get something off their chest and deals with this emotional loss, okay? I'm talking about when it turns toxic and somebody refuses to let go, like, and is delusional about it. Like, absolutely delusional. Like, these are the kind of people where you cannot even have a conversation with them and explain to them why it ended, because they refuse to listen to you. Okay? They will not hear your side of the story. And if they do these kind of relationships, they'll hear it long enough to pretend that they're sorry, and then 1 week later they do the same exact shit that you said, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Okay? They're fake sorry. They get on their knees, they cry in front of you. Oh, please take me back. I'm so sorry. And then it's like out of their mind, okay? Yeah, so somebody sees the truth about something that was created here, and how someone maybe created something out of their own anxiety or out of their own mental state. Like, I feel like this has a lot to do with someone's mental state and how someone is analyzing someone's psychology. Okay, the psychology of a human, basically. And how their psychology or their worries or their stress or their anxiety or their fear drove them to do something. And it's honestly, strongly fear of abandonment. Fear of being alone. Fear of loss. See, that's what makes it unhealthy, is when you don't want that person back because the relationship was great. You want it back based off of fear. If you're running back to someone because you're scared of being alone, you're scared of loss, you're scared of having a breakup, you're scared of, like, that's not a reason to do all this. That's fear. That's not love. So if somebody is running back to a relationship doing all this based on their fears, that should be very telling about this kind of what this relationship was about. It was not about love. I feel like for neither of the parties, one person was not there out of love. One person was there just like how it was in my circle. In that relationship I'm talking about, the masculine was there for the kids for a very long time. He actually waited until the kids were adults. Okay? That's how long he did that. He wanted the kids to be adults. But he was actually sick of it way before then. He was sick of it. Okay? He only stayed around because of responsibilities, obligations, and because of the kids. He didn't want to burden the kids, hurt the kids. The wife stuck around because of codependency and fears and being a narcissist and wanting to, I don't know what that was. Insecurity, I don't know. Fear of abandonment, definitely. Fear of being alone, definitely. And that's the same thing here. I honestly feel like it's the same thing. Except that whoever this is, I feel like they broke out of it before they stayed 30 years for the kids. Okay. Yeah. So what's the Two of Swords? 10 of Wands. And whoever this is in denial. Page of Cups. Like this, I feel like this Two of Swords is honestly how that this person, this King of Wands, he has clarity about someone's delusion. Like the Two of Swords is this person's denial. It's like they refuse to see the truth. They refuse to acknowledge reality. They don't live in reality because they don't want to. They want to live in this. They want to live in denial. They want to have their eyes closed and be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. La, 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 la. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I'm happy. I had a great relationship. No, it was love. We had a great love relationship and we were really in love and everything was perfect. And I don't know what you're talking about. It was not toxic. No, everything was great. Denial. In reality, this person feels absolutely burdened, okay? Overwhelmed. And I feel like it's because they don't want to be alone. Page of Cups. Maybe because of kids. I don't know. Or because they just have a young mind, okay? They're just immature and childish. They have a childlike energy. And I feel like it has something to do with their emotional development as well. Their emotions are not, they're not able to take this burden, okay? Everything is way too stressful for them. This situation of dealing with loss is so extremely overwhelming and stressful to them. They would rather try and tie someone to them for eternity that doesn't want to be there than to actually deal with loss. They'd rather be in some sort of a comfort, like a weird comfort zone, living with someone that doesn't want to be there. Like, it's weird. It's 7 of Cups at the bottom, delusional. Like, this person is delusional. They would have, it's like, I just keep thinking about that person in my family. Like, that person is the same. They would have died happy, never having to face loss. Never having, like, they would have done this off and on, off and on, off and on, fighting toxic bullshit for the rest of their life. They would have been happy doing it, as long as they don't lose that person. But that person was an adult at some point, only stayed long enough for the kids to be adults, and then they pulled the line and said, fuck this.